Colleen Ballinger has yet to respond to claims made by Adam McIntyre, a 17-year-old fan who alleges that he was the one coming up with the ideas for the Miranda Sings Twitter account. Colleen would speak to him about her personal problems as well. Adam said that she confided in him about her divorce. He also alleged that Colleen sent him a bra and panties, leading many to believe that Amanda was grooming Adam. Although Colleen hasn't responded on social media, James Charles has actually spoken out and defended Colleen. I'm gonna serve you this update right now on IO. Welcome back to InformOverload. We do the news, we spill the tea, we tell you about what's trending on the internet. I'm Charlotte Dobre. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you're the first to know what's trending, and follow the IO team on social media. Starting off this video with a disclaimer, please don't send hate to any of the people that we talk about in our videos, or to anyone, frankly, especially considering this is a developing story and we don't have all the information yet. It's been a couple weeks since we covered a story about Colleen Ballinger being called out by a 17-year-old fan. That fan is Adam McIntyre, a once diehard fan of Colleen and Miranda Sings. He essentially said that he was a ghostwriter for her. Adam claims that he was an unpaid social media intern for the Miranda Sings character. He had a friendship with Colleen and she used a bunch of his ideas for the Twitter account for Miranda Sings as well as some of the YouTube videos. According to DMs revealed by Adam, Colleen promised him that if things went well, it would turn into a paid position. But when one of his ideas got backlash, specifically the idea about Miranda Sings coming out as a fan of Meghan Trainor and people accused her of queer baiting, Adam then claims that Colleen cut him off and left him on red. As much as I would have loved to give you an update on this story sooner, there honestly wasn't one. Colleen did not respond to Adam's video, and she was pretty quiet on social media. She was liking some tweets and sending off some unrelated stuff, pretty much just like not acknowledging it. But the story hasn't really gone away. More and more people are talking about it, YouTubers are making videos about it, lots of people want a response from Colleen, and it's unclear if we are going to get one. Responses and apologies can go one of two ways. They either make the situation a little bit better because, you know, you've responded to the backlash in some way, or, and this is what happens 99% of the time, apologies and responses make the situation 100 times worse. It doesn't really matter how you say it or how you apologize or if you defend yourself or not, it always gets worse when you apologize. My guess is that if Colleen is going to respond, she's going to wait and gather all the receipts to make sure that it's a very thought out video. She also has to be pretty careful in this situation because Adam is a 17-year-old. Responding or exposing him could send a tidal wave of hate his way. Although Colleen herself hasn't responded, James Charles has actually spoken out against Adam McIntyre and he's defended her. Here's what he had to say. It's literally all lies. The boy begged Colleen for the panties for years. He ran her Twitter for one day and she never ghosted him either. In fact, he tried to bring Flynn into his argument. Sure, his story doesn't look the best, but he's looking for attention since Colleen won't give it to him anymore. And y'all are feeding it instead. Even if she did address it, people would say she's attacking a minor. Let her take care of her family and son during this pandemic and worry about something else, please. I'm tired of seeing my friend get dragged over lies. I guess what James kind of did with this tweet is confirm that Colleen did send him the bra and underwear. Someone responded to James on Twitter. I guess the biggest thing I have a problem with is the excuse. He asked for the underwear. In that moment, Colleen was the adult and shouldn't have responded by sending them. If a kid asks to drive your car, it is your job as the adult to say no and make the grown-up decision. And James responded with this. Sure, this is fair. It's not like they were used dirty underwear. They were brand new with the tag on. He begged for them for months straight, was excited to get them, and the Miranda character is obviously weird. Smart choice? Probably not. Child groomer? Absolutely not. So here's my 2 cents on this, if you guys are interested, because I do have some experience with this topic or with this problem. Although it's always good to be kind to your fans, there's definitely a line with the types of relationships that you can have with them. You have to set boundaries. I've personally experienced instances where I was responding to fans over DMs or emails, and at first these fans were super nice, and I was replying because they were being really nice and I felt like it was the right thing to do and I was being polite. Then the conversation got like a little bit inappropriate and they wanted to talk all the time. They would get upset when I wouldn't respond right away, or maybe they expressed romantic inklings, and I like had never met these people and I just was just like, okay, this is kind of weird. I'm gonna stop responding now. All of a sudden, the fan that said that they loved me and had all of these nice things to say about me lashed out at me and they started harassing me and threatening me. Because this has happened more than once, this is why I don't respond to DMs. I don't do it very often. Every now and again, I'll go in there and I'll respond to a DM. So if you guys have sent me a message and you haven't gotten a response, just know that it's really nothing personal. It's just something that I just don't do. So the way that it relates back to Colleen and James, if what James Charles is saying is is true. That Adam is now lashing out at Colleen because she stopped giving him attention. I'm sorry, but she shouldn't have given him that attention in the first place. Yeah, Adam was a super fan of her, and it's likely that they were probably friends. But regardless of whether or not Colleen was friends with Adam, having a personal relationship with a fan who is underage and having that fan work for free for you, come up with ideas for you, and run your social media accounts, that's weird, man. And anyone who thinks it isn't weird is making excuses. Colleen was the adult in this scenario. Adam was the kid and is still a kid. Colleen should have known better. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for you on that. I'm gonna quickly wrap up this video with some comment features from my first video about Colleen. Summerlin said, quarantine is bringing out the best in everyone, it seems. Sure is. Sure is, bud. I'm nesting hard. Anyone else nesting like crazy? Boris Lee said, I literally can't watch any YouTubers anymore. LMAO, y'all made everyone look bad. Just because you don't agree with a YouTuber's actions, that doesn't mean that you should stop watching their content. You don't have to agree with every single thing a person says and does. Haven't you guys noticed that as soon as somebody gets too big, it just sort of seems like a thing where people want to bring them down? That doesn't just happen with YouTubers, it happens with celebrities all the time. Always be mindful that there's always multiple sides to every story. Unless you know somebody personally, you really shouldn't make a decision about their life or how they act. Crystal Light said, let's be real, if the genders were reversed, this whole thing would have gone differently. Yeah, I mean, that's true. If it was a 30-year-old man who was sending, you know, a girl lingerie, that would be frowned upon, no? Maybe it was a long-running inside joke and she didn't think anything of it, and that's fine, but the problem here was how much of a relationship she had with this underage fan. Colleen just kind of like went past the boundary of an acceptable relationship to have with a fan. Anyways, friends, that's all I have for you on that. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want more, and I will see you next time.